I know some kids in here will watch my language. Yes, I guess. But I'm not going to say nothing that you ain't said to your own children at home. All right? All right. So, don't be talking about calling social service, none of that. I got 5 kids that can have any of them they want. Any of them. I got grown kids and small kids. You know what I mean? My oldest daughter is 24. My son is 3. You know, yeah, that type of shit. At least I know it worked. You know, I'm just saying, you know, when my daughter was younger, I was, younger, I had all that energy to go to parks and stuff like that. You know, now that my son is 3, I'm old, I'm 40-something. I ain't got no goddamn patience and shit. You know what I mean? I ain't no patience. So we riding down South Boulevard. It was Christmas time. I took my son to the liquor store one day. And he looked around and he said, "Ooh, Dad," I said, "Look here, you can't touch nothing in there. Everything in here is for your dad. But I'm going to take you to your store." Went down South Boulevard, took my son to Toys R Us, and he flipped. He was like 3 years old, 2 years old. He flipped out though. He never seen all that shit before, right? So he was all overwhelmed, and it's Christmas time, and we jumped in the car, we ran down South Boulevard, and my son said, "Butterfly, Dad." I said, "What?" He said, "Butterfly." It's fucking December. There ain't no goddamn butterflies around. But he's little. I don't know if he touched it now. I don't know what his mama's doing. You know what I'm saying? You got kids. If you got multiple kids, you got a good one and one little fucked up one. You got to keep your eye on. I don't know if my son was a little fucked up one. But I didn't pay attention. That's my son. I love the shit out of him. If he seen a butterfly in December, I didn't have no problem with it. So we ride. Every time we go past it, he like, "Butterfly, Dad, butterfly." So I get home and I pull it to the subway. And when we get to the subway, he just fall out on the fucking floor. I'm like, "Yo, what you want?" He fell on the floor. What the fuck is wrong? I grabbed him, put him on top of the car. I'm like, "Man, what is wrong with you?" My son, you know how he kind of talked at you, but you really know what you're saying? He looked me straight in the face and said, "Burger and fry. I told you back at the goddamn store. I wanted motherfucking burger and fry. We passed 3 goddamn McDonald's back there. There was 2 Burger Kings and a goddamn wing. Every time we passed it, I said, "Burger and fry." You keep looking at me talking about butterfly. I didn't know what the fuck you talking about. So that's kind of shit. That's kind of shit out there. But I'm going to bring out the first act. My man, your little man, I met him in the back. It's like one of them kids like Bow Wow, yo. When you meet him, it don't take but like 10 seconds to know when somebody got some talent. You know what I'm saying? So coming to the stage right now is my little man, Dai Dizzle.